Here we are in the northwestern portion of Colorado. I'm going to try to fish the Elk River today. Camped out here. Unfortunately, grizzly habitat, and I'm the only one around. And I don't like grizzly bears. I mean, I don't mind grizzly bears, but I definitely don't like grizzly bears. And I'm the only thing for them to eat. So today, what I did is I came from Partial, Colorado, where I used to work on the ranch, and I came over here. I wanted to fish the Yampa because the Yampa River outside of Steamboat Springs is supposed to have some monster trout in there. I don't know how much better we could do than the other day at the South Platte. So I'm over here scouting out the Elk River. This is a tributary to the north of the Yampa, and it doesn't get nearly the fishing pressure that the Yampa does, and there's nobody up here. All the tourists are down. In Steamboat Springs, and yeah. What I do is I take my flies and I rub them around the interior of that car, and they start to smell like cheese and shit. And that is what attracts all the fish. We'll let you know how we do here on the Elk River. So, what am I looking for when I'm scouting here? I think I found it. I'm looking for rapids, but I'm also looking for pools, because you can waste a lot of time messing around in the white water. But the fish aren't dumb. They don't want to swim any more than they have to. So this pool right down here, along the seam of white water to the top, looks like it will hold fish. And that is what I'm going to attempt. I'm going to go back and put my waders on. And my waders are a parabathing suit. It's bathing suit. And then I just attach my laundry onto me and wade into the water, and I do laundry and fly fish at the same time. So couple little road trips. It's starting to get gamey and real inside the old Yaris. My feet are cracked, my eyes are all bloodshot from dust. It's about almost 2.5 weeks on the road, and I'm starting to feel the love. I'll let you know how we do. Okay, I'm down here on the Elk River, north of the Yampa, and this is that hole that I was talking about. It looks real nice. There's a good seam of white water leading to a pool where the trout can rest. It's high water this year out west. I've never seen it so green. And first rule of fly fishing is you gotta have your polarized glasses, because you gotta be able to see down into the water. You can't see down into the water. You can't see the structure and the layers of the flow of the water unless you have those glasses on. Secondly, I always start with a woolly bugger. It's this guy right here. In the north we call it a jig. And what it does, even if I don't catch fish on it, is it allows me to gauge how fast something's going to flow in the water. It's a gauge. And from that, then I move to either dry flies, whether I see them on the surface, or I might do a trailing hook in fly fishing speak. In the north we call it a stinger hook, where I'll tie like nymphs onto that, small ones in case they miss the big one. And rule number 3, you gotta wear Vans in the river to wade, because there is nothing better out here where everybody wears $3,000, $2,000 worth of Orvis than to catch fish like the other day on the Pluter and the on the South Platte, and have those fishermen leave the hole because there's some weirdo from Michigan out fishing them. So those are the beginning fly fishing tips. So the cool thing is, I got one, but I got them on this copper john. I wrap these things with wire, copper wire, and it lets them sink. It's so cool because I spent an hour and 15 minutes. I could see them underneath that boulder down in that pool. There's not a lot of big fish down there. And yeah, so this is kind of cool. This is what I got him on. Little, it's technically a nymph, but it sinks. I saw that he was biting on the woolly bugger. I switched to a lighter woolly bugger, and then I switched this little guy. And I finally got him. He was only 10 inches long, so he wasn't, and I lost him at the surface. But that's the cool thing about fly fishing is I spent an hour and 15 minutes trying to catch this this little guy that I saw down there. And the vans went the whole way. And if you look at the bottom of the vans, you can see originally they're BMX where they double up here. That's where the pedals go, and they act like suction cups, and they stick to the rocks. And that's why I'm not just doing it because it's fashionable, but this actual middle section is awesome for walking on like mossy rocks.